today I'm gonna be doing my labor and delivery vlog and how my labor went, did it hurt or not, and just stuff like that. Okay, don't mind my shirt because he spit on me, he spit up on me. Yeah, it's just milk. Anyways, so basically my due date was July 14th 2018, so I would say around July 7th I start feeling contractions, but at the time I did not know they were contractions. I thought they were these things called Braxton Hicks contractions, which they're not that serious, so I wasn't too worried about it. I was just trying to like tough it out and stuff. And so basically they were hurting so bad. I was crying. I didn't sleep for 3 whole days. I was back and forth to the hospital. Okay, the first time I went to the hospital, it was on a Friday. No, it was on the, I don't know which day it was on. I just know it was on the 7th. Okay, I went to the hospital on the 7th. And so when I got to the hospital, I had to wait for a real long time. I was having real bad contractions. They was coming quick. And they didn't feel like no Braxton Hicks contractions because they hurt real bad. Like, they felt like real contractions. So I was like, y'all better do something, get this baby out of me, something, because that junk hurt so bad. I was crying, everything. So basically I got into the room. That was like my 3rd time being at the hospital because I had some complications early in my pregnancy, but everything was okay. But when I had got into the room, basically they was saying I'm having Braxton Hicks contractions and I was only 1 centimeter dilated. So I'm like, I was so mad. Like, I know these not no Braxton Hicks contraction. This junk hurts so bad. Okay, so basically they just sent me home. My dad came and picked me up. We went home. So that whole night I did not sleep at all. I got home around 1:40 in the morning. I did not sleep at all. I did not, like, I couldn't lay down. Like, if I laid down, it would hurt so bad. So I was sitting up on my bed just like this, just sitting up. I did not go to sleep at all. So the next day, which was July 8th, the contractions was coming faster and stronger like that, and I could not stand up. I couldn't lay down. I couldn't lay on my side. All I could do was sit up like this. And so I started crying. I was crying a whole bunch. I just kept telling my daddy because I didn't want to keep telling him because he had to keep calling off work and stuff. So I didn't want to keep going back and forth to the hospital if they wasn't real contraction or if I wasn't dilated no more. So, but boy, these contractions, they hurt for real. So I called my daddy. I was like, I'm having contractions and I think they real contractions. So he told me to tough it out for a few minutes to see if they keep doing it, and it kept doing it. So I had to go to the bathroom because it felt like I can't explain the feeling, like something was like pushing out of me. So I thought my baby was finna come out and it hurted so bad, but it didn't hurt more than contractions. So I go to the bathroom, I get on the toilet, I had to pee or whatever, and then I go back in my room and I sit down. The contractions kept coming real fast, and it hurt so bad. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, the pain was 100. That junk hurted so bad. So I had to go back to the bathroom again because something just didn't feel right. So I get on the toilet and I just felt something. I don't know what it was. Yes, I touched down there and I was like, what the fuck? It felt like a sack. It was like glossy feeling and stuff. I can't explain how it felt, but it felt like my water was finna break. So I pushed on it a little bit and it just all in the toilet. So I started screaming and crying. I was like, oh my gosh. My grandma was here at the time, so she called my dad. So they rushed me to the hospital because my water broke. And basically when I got in the hospital room, they said I was 9 centimeters dilated. So I was like, what? The day before I was only 1 centimeter dilated. So how the hell I go from 1 to 9? And so basically I was just in a whole bunch of pain. And they was like, they were ready to get my labor started. So I was in labor, and when I tell y'all that pain was unbearable, not me having a baby. I'm not getting to that part yet, but just the contractions itself, they hurted so bad. So they asked me did I want to get an epidural. So I was like, yes. I was gonna go natural at first, but I couldn't take those contractions at all and then try to put you at the same time. I couldn't do it. So I wanted the epidural. So basically when they was giving me the epidural, I had to sit straight up like this, and I could not do it. It was hurting so bad. The contractions was coming while they was giving me the epidural. I was trying my best to stay still. Okay, so basically the epidural is a long little needle thing that big, and I was so scared to get it. I thought it was gonna hurt, but it didn't really hurt. Like, to me, it didn't hurt. It was like little, basically like getting a shot. I just felt cold going into my back, and it was over. And then they put a tube through my back so where the medicine could flow through. Okay, then after that, the epidural was done. It was quick and easy. So after that, I didn't feel nothing. Like from, I say right here and down, my body was numb. I didn't feel the contractions no more, and it was time for me to push. So basically my dad was in the room, my baby daddy was in the room, in the delivery room, and I was pushing, and they had to hold my legs up. It was so embarrassing. Like, I did not want neither one of them in the delivery room, but basically they had to hold my legs up while I was pushing, because I couldn't hold them up by myself because they were numb and I couldn't feel my legs. They were like all floppy and stuff. So I was pushing and pushing and pushing. So basically he would not come out. I was pushing for 5 hours straight, and I think that's the most you can go with pushing, and I had to have an emergency C-section. So basically when I had a C-section, only one person come in the room. It was my dad that came in the room while I was getting my C-section, and they gave me medicine. First of all, the room was so cold, and it had I can't explain it. It was just a whole bunch of lights in my face, and it was cold as hell. I was shaking. Okay, so basically, and what I was gonna say, I be losing my track of thought. But basically they gave me more numbing medicine because I could feel everything they was doing. They was poking me with this little needle, and that shit hurt so bad. Like my stomach area, I could feel everything they was doing. So I was like, y'all better give me some more medicine or something, because I'm not finna feel y'all cutting on me and stuff. Because they was finna go ahead and start cutting and stuff until I said something that I could feel. I could feel stuff in my stomach and stuff still. So they was giving me more medicine. I don't know if it was the epidural or what, but it started burning. My legs started burning so bad, and I was like, what the hell? And then out of nowhere, I just boom, I was out. Like, I was like in a real deep sleep, but at the same time I could still hear stuff. My eyes was closed, I couldn't see nothing, but I could hear everything that was going on around me. But it was like drowsy. I could barely hear, but I could hear it a little bit. So I think I felt like I was in there forever. And then I could feel them. The only thing I could not feel them cut me. I didn't feel no pain, but what I did feel, I could feel them tugging on my stomach. Like, feel like they was playing tug of war with my stomach, like they was pulling. So basically, like somebody just pull your arm. That's how I feel. And so they were doing that for a little while, and then I would say about 2-3 hours later, I heard my baby crying. And like, I was still knocked out. I don't know, it feel like I was like on a whole nother planet. I can't explain the feeling. I just know I was gone. And so I didn't wake up till the next morning. Well, I had him at 1 in the morning, but I didn't wake up till 7 in the morning. I didn't get to see him till like the next day, because I was just out of it. So my dad was the first person to see him. And then when I see him, it was about 7 in the morning. I was in a recovery room, and they brought him in to me. Yeah, I started crying so much. I was like, oh my God, I really just had a baby. Like, I was crying so much, I couldn't stop crying. My daddy was like, stop crying so I could take some pictures, but I could not stop crying. So he was so small. He was 6 pounds, 11 ounces. He was so tiny. I was scared to hold him. Okay, so basically after I left the recovery room, well, I had to move. I had to be able to move my legs before I be able to leave the recovery room. I did not like it there. It was so cold and boring. and my baby was just asleep the whole time. So, but basically when I left the recovery room, I had to move my legs, and my legs were still numb from the epidural. So I had to move, like wiggle a toe or something, for me to be able to leave the recovery room and go to my room. I would be staying there for the next couple days. So it took me over about like an hour or so to do that. And so that's when the epidural wore off. And when I say I felt everything, I started feeling everything. Like, he split me even though I didn't push him out. While I was trying to push, I had a 2nd-degree tear in my vaginal area. And then I had stitches like under my stomach. So boy, I was in a whole bunch of pain. So I was getting Percocets, I think, and ibuprofen and Motrin. And that was like killed the pain for a couple hours. And so I had to stay there for 3 days, I think. And I did not sleep the whole 3 days. I couldn't. I was so uncomfortable. That bed was uncomfortable. I never slept. So I was just up the whole time. But I really didn't care. I was just happy my baby was here. And so I'm gonna skip to the part where I went home, because that's where it got bad at. After I left the hospital, I went home. I did not sleep for, I'd say, about a week. I could not lay down. I couldn't lay on my side. I used to have to sleep in the living room because I couldn't sleep in my bed, because I couldn't lay straight down on my back. I was just in so much pain. And they only sent me home with ibuprofen. They was not working at all. I could feel everything. I couldn't really use the bathroom. It didn't hurt when I used the bathroom, but at the same time, it was just uncomfortable. I couldn't sit on the toilet. I couldn't really do nothing. So it takes 6 weeks for me to heal. So basically, it's been 6 weeks now, because my baby is a month. And I don't feel nothing no more. But my labor wasn't that bad. I would say the after effect was the worst. But yeah. And he is asleep right now, but I'm about to wake him up because I don't want him up all night. We knocked out. Say hey. Yeah, usually when I put him like this, he wakes straight up, but he knocked out. But yeah, that's it with my labor and delivery story.